In this video, I want to go through 4 or 5 examples on naming alkanes. And so the most important rule is to find the base compound or the longest chain. So what you want to do is you want to look at the longest connectivity of all of those carbons. So, and the best way to do it is just to label them 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 in a row, and it doesn't really take too much of a surprise that this is not the longest chain. So if we do 1, 2, 3, but then go down 4, 5, this would be the longest chain, but you want to make sure that this is it. You know, you can try this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also 5, or it's also legit to go like backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but you find pretty quickly that 5 in a row is the longest chain. And so we've selected here this versus this, and it turns out that when you name them, they have identical names, right? And they should, right? Because they're the same compound. Okay, so once you have the longest chain, and let's just use this one here. What we don't have, these two groups here are not part of the name, so we have to name those separately. And so the way to number it is not always from going from the left to down or left to right. It is in this case. So if we labeled it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, versus this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first group that we have to name is this methyl group here. And in fact, both of those are methyl groups. All right, so these are methyl groups here. This is the second carbon and the third carbon. And if we label it backwards, it would be the third and the fourth. So you want to start with the carbon where the group is closest to the number 1 carbon here. So we're going to choose this way here. And then all you do is you name this. This is 5 in a row, so this is a pentane. That's the base compound. We have a methyl group, so it's methyl pentane. We have 2, so we add the prefix di, so this would be dimethylpentane, but we also indicate the positions. And so both of these methyl groups are on the second and the third carbon. So this is simply 2, 3 dash dimethylpentane, all one word. So this would be the correct name. If I labeled it this way, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a methyl group here and a methyl group here. And so this would be on the second, and the other one would be on the third carbon, so that name would also be 2,3-dimethylpentane. So that's the beauty of the naming scheme, that you can that's the same compound. So let's move on to this one here. Hopefully you can see how this wiggles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up. 5, 6, 7. That's the longest chain. Again, the 2 groups that are not part of the chain, I'm circling them. They also turn out to be methyl groups again. So this is 2 of them. So this again will be a dimethyl something. And then this time the base compound is a heptane. 7 is hep, so heptane. And let's make sure that we labeled it correctly. So here we have a methyl group on the third. If we labeled it backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, the methyl group will be on the fourth. And so it's going to be the way I have labeled it. And the positions are 3 and 4. So this is 3, 4 dash dimethyl, okay, it's too far, but dimethylheptane would be the name of this compound. I have one more. This time I didn't draw it all out. In fact, this is probably a little easier to see that this is just going from left to right. And so here we have the symmetry here. If whether we label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or the other way around, doesn't matter. We always have a methyl group on on the second and the sixth one here. And so this would just simply be 2, 6 dash dimethyl, and again heptane. Okay, kind of boring. They're all dimethyl somethings, right? So let's take a look at a line structure here. Remember that each corner has a carbon here. So here the longest chain would just be 4. And if you label that 1, 2, 3, 4, this here is also a CH3 group. So this is a methyl group as well. And we would name that 2. We don't need a comma here because it's just 1 dash methyl butane. Let's look at one more structure here. And so here it's easy to make the mistake to go from left to right. And but we can't have an ethyl group. See, this is 2 carbons. So you need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be a hexane, and then we only have 1 group here. So this would be a 3-methyl hexane. Okay, not everything is going to be a methyl group, but the naming isn't a whole lot different. Instead of naming this dimethyl, we're going to name this dichloro. We have 2 chloro groups. Okay. And so, but we also have a methyl group, and then we label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so this is a methyl, this is a chloro, and so you list these groups when you name them in alphabetical order. So this would be a 2, 4, 2, 4 dash dichloro. And then we put a dash, and then the position where the other group is, 3 dash methyl hexane. Hex is for the 6. So this is all I have for quick examples. Practice some, ask me, email me, and I'm happy to explain and practice more.